Hi, so you are thinking about becoming a web developer. So let me share with you my journey of becoming a web developer. So let's start from when I pass out my 12th class and now I want to do engineering. So I get admission into computer science engineering in a normal college, or you can call a university. That was not from IIT or in the top college of India. That was just a normal college. So I was that guy who do not know anything about computer. Or honestly, let me tell you that I never see a laptop before that, how to operate it and how we can work on that and who work on that. And if I don't know that who work on that, obviously I will not know anything about who build it. And we build software, that we have something called software and web applications and mobile application. I do not know anything about these things. So this is journey when I get into my first year of engineering. In that, our professor teach a programming language that was C programming. Now I was a student who do not know anything about computers, so how can I write down code in C? And similarly, we have labs in that we have to implement practically, that we have to do some operations like they teach initially us to adding two numbers, multiplying, subtract. So I get bug in each program. So my colleagues were very intelligent and they write down code correctly and they compile it correctly and they got output. But in mine, there were a lot of bugs. So I call them each time, please fix these bugs for me. And because I have to submit that to professor. So I was very nervous at the time that I don't know anything about computer, and now what they are teaching me, I was not aware about the programming languages. So even I don't know that why we are learning this and what can we do with these programming languages. Even I don't know any programming language name before that. So still I passed 6 months in college. Then a subject came that was data structure and algorithm designing. I was found interesting these subjects and I start learning them. But not technically, just theoretically. I learned these subjects before they teach in classes, and I was very proudful that I know these subjects. Then I was feeling at the time that I know something in computer science, but I was wrong. I do not have any experience of doing competitive coding. Even I don't know that what is competitive coding, and we do not have any idea about competitive coding. When I see and videos on YouTube and I have heard about that there is a term called competitive coding. Then there was a company called Google, I just know that, and I was thinking about getting into that. But I came to know that to get into, we need to be good at data structure and algorithm, and at least we have knowledge of programming. Not a normal knowledge, we just have perfect knowledge so that we can write down code in that language. Again, a fear come in my mind that how I will get a job when I will pass out from here. So that was in fear, and I think that comes in each and every engineering student while they are studying. Then I search on YouTube that what are the fields we can explore in computer science. Then I came to know that there is a field called web designing, and we can design websites, and it's very easy to learn web designing. For that we need to just learn HTML and CSS, and we can create beautiful websites. I searched more about them, that what is a website and how can we create that, what is HTML, how can I learn that. So after searching a lot, some samples of website come in front of me and I found out these amazing designs. I remember there are some tutorials from Easy Tutorials, and there were a lot of tutorials, exactly I can't remember them, but there were tutorials of designing. I saw them and they were very interesting. So I decided that I will learn web designing. Now there was again a big problem in front of me, that how I will learn them. Then I searched on YouTube that how to learn web designing for free. Being as an Indian, we must add a word that was free. After searching, I found out some tutorials about HTML. That was my first tutorial, and I learned from Mentors Adda. Thanks for the creator that he teach me basics of web designing. And let me tell you that this is not a promotional video. I'm just sharing you my journey of becoming a web developer by my heart. The effort which I put into my whole journey, the depression, I can't say depression, but the sacrifice, or you can say the hard work which I do to become a web developer. So I learned basic HTML and I was very happy that I have learned in web designing, but I still design static pages because I was not much aware about it. But I was happy that I have created something and I have learned something in computer science. So in college, we have subject web designing, but before teaching them, I have learned that what is website and how can we design it. So when I sit in labs, professor teaches, I create designs and I show them, look, my design and I have created this. So they were very impressed that yeah, you can do something more in designing. But still, I found out some another tutorials on YouTube and I misguided that. My aim was Google and I need to do data structure and algorithm. For that I need to learn Python and programming language like Java, JavaScript. These things I need to learn. Then I start learning Python by stopping HTML and CSS. I learned basic Python from Hasith Vasist YouTube channel. Thanks for that man that he teach me how to write code in Python. But coming to implementing data structure and algorithm, I found it is not interested for me. And I can't write down code for DS and algo. So again I was thinking about switching into web development. So again I see some tutorials that how to design a website completely. So there were some designs and I learned them. But again I do not have any experience of designing. So what I do, I just copy what they are writing and I copy in my computer and I build designs. I exactly copy these designs and at the end the output which I see, that was amazing and I was happy that I have designed something today. But that was not more as in developer, because I can't write down even a single line of code without seeing their tutorials. So I decided again to learn HTML and CSS from scratch. Again I searched on YouTube that how to learn web designing and free tutorials. Now this was the time when I learned HTML and CSS by my heart. But that was the time when I was about to pass from my engineering. Yes, it was my 4th year. But this was the starting of my 4th year. So I came to know that there is a term called WordPress. For that we do not write down code, we can just copy and paste and our website will be ready. I was very happy that this is an interesting thing which I ever found on this earth to design a website. And I was very excited that now I will get a job. Yes, I get a job and I can do something. I can tell my parents that I have learned something in my engineering. But coming to WordPress, there was a problem that we need to maintain the code and the plugins and themes which we use were developed by some other developers. So now there was a problem of maintaining the code, increasing the speed of website. And I forgot to tell you that in this process I purchased a domain and the name was Work for Win. Now if you are following me on this channel, so you can see that name of this channel is Work for Win and I have an well established website that is workforwin.com. So I start write down blogs on that and these blogs were built in WordPress, but there was a problem with the speed and optimization. Again, I think about learning HTML and CSS. This was the 3rd time when I was thinking about learning HTML and CSS. But one thing come in my mind that if I have purchased this website, let's do something with it. So I search on YouTube that how to create an quiz website. So I create a quiz website and I organize my first quiz during the lockdown, and believe me in that more than 700 students participate and we successfully organize. But there was a problem at the end. We were not able to collect the data of students. Everything vanished from our database. That was the bad story for us. When professor asked how many number of students participate in the contest and where are their data, let provide us, we need to check that who come and we need to identify that. We said that sorry sir, we do not have data right now in our system because it's vanished. The reaction was professional. What? How can you do this rubbish thing? Where was that? How you are so careless? And I said that sorry sir, we can't get the data back. I do not know how to create and how to get the data back. After that, I think about learning web designing. Till here, I do not become a web developer and I was about to passing from engineering. But in the month of January, you can say, I start learning web designing. Now this time, I changed my method of learning. Till now, I know that what a website is containing, like header, footer and middle content and slider and full width header, background images, overlay and flexbox properties, but I can't code without watching tutorials. So what I think that now I need to change the learning method. So as at the top of a website we have an header, so I thought that let's learn how to create responsive header and what are the types in which we can create a beautiful header, or you can call it a navigation bar. Then I learned that how to create a responsive navigation bar. After that, I learned how to create header, footer and middle contents. Then in CSS, I learned flexbox property, grid property and some basic concepts like overlay, background setting and box shadow, z-index. These all properties I learned. Alignment property, text decoration property, links property, all these things I learned. Hover property. So now here I can say that I know web designing. But I was not happy that I have created a website, but I was not happy. One day you can see that it's a miracle. I came to know that I was designing a website and I came to know that I need to repeat header and footer again and again on each pages. How rubbish is that? I was doing this since I start building websites, and then I search on Google that how can we remove header and footer repetition of code. Is there any method in which I can write down code so I can use it later without repeating it? Then I came to know that there is a framework, or you can say that library, that was React.js. And that was the life-changing point for me. I researched about it, that what is it, how can we design website using React.js, and thanks Thapa Technical to teach me that how to design a website in React. That was the starting from there. After that, I learned the basic React. First, I create a React website by watching Thapa Technical tutorials, and that was my personal website, Work for Win, and I have created that. After that, I thought about learning React. So I found out a channel that was Clever Programmer, and I copy what were they are teaching me. They were building clones of website. I just copied them. That was an amazing experience, but I was not much expert to create that. So again, I searched on YouTube that how to learn React.js, and coming to that, I found out some tutorials. I will provide these links in the description also, and I learned these tutorials. So I learned that what is React.js, how can we create components, type of components, and that is called API, Redux API, REST API, and all these things I have learned. JSX, state management. So these were the basic things which I have learned, like virtual DOM and real DOM. Then I found out that I do not learn JavaScript well. So I learned the basic JavaScript and I was practicing that how to design a website in React. I start writing my own code and start creating websites. So after 1 month, I put my design on LinkedIn, and let me tell you guys, in this whole process of designing, I was designing websites by watching tutorials exactly, but my designs become unique and clean designs. Now I build beautiful websites. I create unique, simple and creative websites using React.js, and that's how I got my first job in React.js. So I put my designs on LinkedIn and I share on LinkedIn. Then somebody comes and he said that your tutorials are amazing, your designs are amazing, please keep it up. and I make videos related to the React.js, and that was amazing journey. So this is how I learned web designing and the process of becoming a web developer being as a normal student. Now you can visit my website workforwin.com. It's much better as I build the website. I remember the first website I built in college and the website which I have right now. And let me tell you that in middle somewhere there was a guy on LinkedIn who works in Visa company who said that check your designs, how disgusting, useless, tasteless, stupid designs. I have checked your website, it is not beautiful and it's just a waste you created. Now let me tell him that please check my website now if you are watching this tutorial or my journey, and you will find out that how much I improved just because of you. And thanks for telling me that day my designs are bad. I practiced and now my designs are unique, simple and creative. So this is all my journey how I become a web developer. I hope it will motivate you somewhere that how can you become a developer, and it will also provide you an path of becoming a developer. So thanks for being with me in my journey.